My mother died 2 weeks ago, which is a story that would involve cancer, the modern healthcare system, and a half pound of pastrami on rye. It's not a story I'm ready to tell just yet. But a lot of my memories of food revolve around my father. So about 4 years ago, I was invited, as many of you know, I'm a kite flyer, to some kite festivals in China. And I'd never spent much time with my dad. When I was growing up, he really wasn't around. He was working a lot. He was taking care of his elderly parents. So I guess I didn't know my father real well. And I thought, well, here's a chance. 2 weeks in China. Just the guys. No mom, no sisters. It'd be a fun trip. I'll get to spend time with Dad. And it worked out pretty well. Now, the thing is, in China, they eat Chinese food. I mean, they don't call it Chinese food, it's just food. Except that what they eat over there is not what you would find at any Panda Pavilion in America. There is no egg foo young. There is no lo mein. There is no General Tso's chicken. In fact, while we were in China, there was no chicken of any kind. They were having a bird flu outbreak, and chicken was off the menu. So we got to eat all kinds of other interesting stuff. One evening, they served us what I will generously call hoofs swimming in grease. And as our translator later told us, donkey is delicious. But as we sat there eating different foods every day, my dad would start telling stories. We had a lot of other kite flyers and a couple of local friends, and Dad would start talking over the food. So as we sat there eating our donkey, which was delicious, Dad was telling us about how in 1962, he was marching through the streets of Detroit with Dr. Martin Luther King. I never knew. The next morning for breakfast, they were serving sticky buns. And there's Dad talking about how in 1967, the Detroit riots, he got shot at. My father? Shot at? In a riot? I never knew. And we continued to eat our way across China. We went to the Pizza Hut in Weifang. You laugh, but the Pizza Huts in China are fantastic. You can get steak and a cocktail at Pizza Hut. It's great. And over Pizza Hut, he talked about how, while he had been in college, he had gone to these pro-Castro rallies, and how the FBI probably has a file on him. My father. We got ice cream from the corner store across from the hotel. And Dad starts reminiscing about when he was growing up working for his father, my grandfather, who owned a grocery store, and Dad worked in the grocery store. The grocery store that had the combination to the safe written on the wall of the office in Yiddish, because no one who spoke Yiddish was going to rob the store. I was learning all this great stuff about my father, and we went to this beautiful temple in Beijing. And afterwards, we were walking down the street, we decided to go into this little hole-in-the-wall dumpling restaurant. And they served us these mutton and mushroom dumplings, which were out of this world. I'm sure that I ate 20 of them. They were amazing. And as we're sitting there eating dumplings, my dad is talking about his childhood dreams. He grew up wanting to work for Ford Motor Company. We were from Detroit. He wanted to work for Ford. And that was all he ever wanted until his guidance counselor told him, you know, Eugene, Ford Motor doesn't hire Jews. And he realized that he was going to have to change his career plans and drop his dream. So I'm always going to have that mutton and mushroom dumplings with my father experience that he and I can share together. Two weeks after we got back from China, the Chinese government arrested 900 people on suspicion of passing off rat meat as mutton. Thank you.